Just as we get started, a lot of excitement around Super League this year, and the new approach to things for a lot of clubs and for the league itself. How are you feeling? Is it excitement to get going, and after all the hard work pre-season to finally get into the swing of things?
Yeah, we've had a good pre-season. The lads have been great. And for the game, it certainly seems to be in a really good place. I think there's some good leadership there at the RFL, and there seems to be quite a lot of clarity on where we're going. Whether that be strength in the decisions around the new rules and stuff, or the proactive nature of the partnership with IMG and the television exposure that all the game's going to benefit from. So there's a lot of positivity, and it does feel like line in the sand, and there's a real appetite to move forward and really have a good push at growing the game into where it needs to be.
You mentioned the rules there. I know you've spoken about them. Are you happy with where your squad and your interpretation of the rules going into the season now, and are you expecting any issues with it?
Oh, we're happy with the rules. We support it all. So there will be issues, but I think it's just something that we're all going to have to stomach to get to a place that's better. We'll always have our whinges, and everybody will, about the consistency and making sure that all teams are treated fairly. I think it's up to us as a club to make sure that we get our fans in, and we create some noise and atmosphere that might just push referees to give us the odd penalty now and again. But in terms of rules, absolutely 100% support everything that the RFL are doing. And and on a serious note, we as a club, and as a group, we're right behind the referees in making sure that we play our part in pushing them rules for the greater good, and the youngsters and the new people who want to start playing the game, making the game safer for everybody.
So, looking at the squad for Friday, you've got a couple of new faces in there. Is there anyone in particular you're looking forward to seeing out there in a Salford shirt, any of the new Davidsons?
Not really. I'm happy to see everybody, whether young, old, new, or season pro. I've been here 10 years. I'm not really bothered, really. It's what we do as a team. So it's on the biggest stage. A lot of excitement about our opposition in Leeds, and a lot of expectation as well. So we'll go there, and we'll expect a baptism of fire.
There's some familiar faces in the opposition. It's fair to say there's not really going to be anyone more knows what to expect from them better than yourself and your coaching staff.
Yeah, of course. But I think every coach could tell you about every player in the league, but knowing what they're doing and stopping what they're doing is two different things, because they are where they are because, like all the players in Super League, because they've worked hard, they're good players, and obviously you're referencing the Brody and Andy Acker as well. They go with nothing but our best wishes, and we'll look forward to seeing them. And hopefully our team can do a good job on keeping them quiet, and they'll be kind to us in that respect. But we'll expect no favours. But yeah, we've got nothing but good things to say about them guys, and we're fully aware of the dangers and threats that they possess as rugby players.
Cheers, Paul. All the best for the weekend.
Thank you.
Drew, you can ask a few now, mate.
Hi, Rolls, hope you well?
I am, mate. Yeah, good time.
Just a quick update on Ethan Rhino. How's he recovering and stuff like that from his injury?
Yeah, I think Ethan's about round 6. So he's not seen his specialist yet to get the clearance to start returning to contact or any sort of contact. So he's got a considerable journey yet to go. But he's fit. He's running well. All the bottom side of it's good. We just need to tick the boxes regarding the return to play, which is a bit off yet. So bit early to get too excited about Ethan's return. But as we know in this game, time goes quick, and I'm sure round 5, round 6 will be here before we know it.
Good stuff. And a couple of the new boys, obviously set to make the debut. Just on Joe Shorrock's himself, are you looking to play him as more of a loose forward type role this year?
Yeah, he's come here as a loose forward. So obviously we've got Ollie Partington who wears the number 13 shirt, and he wants that shirt as well. So they're competing really, but we'll pick a fit that's best for the great, for the group on any given week. So Joe's versatile, and so that versatility is good, especially in the modern game. We've seen that with Andy Ackers, with Chris Atkin. So yeah, but Joel, his workload, his effort, and his tenacity in and around the middle there will be invaluable for us. And I think with him and Ollie P, they both do long minutes. So again, that also is really important.
It's been a long old off season. What have you been getting up to in the off season roles? What have you?
Well, not a lot really. Just doing my best with this good group here. So we've obviously been busy like everybody else, training. I don't think it's been a long off season. It feels like that because you're not watching the sport, but I think when you're in it, it's not long enough. So, however, we are looking forward to getting back started. I think I've watched quite a bit of football on a personal note, so I'll go watching Bolton Wanderers every week. So I think they're at Wigan in a couple of weeks. If you can get us a ticket for that, Drew, I'll sit with you.
Definitely, definitely. So reports this morning as well coming from down under about David Nofoaluma. Can you tell us anything? What's the latest regarding him, and will something be announced shortly?
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, I think I got at the gym at 6 o'clock this morning. A Salford fan told me that one. So, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. That looks like it. That David will be coming over in the foreseeable. So, a strong signing for us. We everybody knows that 24-man squad's not going to cut it in Super League. It won't survive. It won't fulfil fixtures at 24. So he's the first step towards addressing that issue, and he's a strong step towards addressing it as well. His CV is very impressive. We lost Joe and Ken during pre-season, who've been fantastic for us over the years, and generally at the forefront of everything that's been good for Salford. So there were big boots to fill, and I think in the players that we brought in Ethan Ryan, you've mentioned, in Nofoaluma, who'll be with us shortly, and even Chris Hankinson, them players, I think we've added some real quality to our back line. And when you look at it now, it's got a little bit of depth, and an awful lot of quality. So we're really happy with how that's looking. With the addition of David.
Good stuff. How did the deal actually come around? Is it been something that's been kind of bubbling for a while, or is it something that's only cropped up in the last couple of weeks? Obviously, he's a seasoned NRL player, played on the international stage as well. You're surely going to bring a lot. Yeah,
we've been in conversation with a lot of players, and then the measures has blocked some moves, some moves where players have come over to Super League and are playing now in other clubs that we had pretty much done, but the measures stop that. So David was one of those, in particular his relationship with Chris Inu, and I've said this before, Chris's relationship and mutual respect, both sides and every corner of the world really is been really advantageous to us. And so the comms have been in and around there, and then we got it over the line when we needed to. So I think that relationship was at the forefront of David picking us over others, and yeah, so it's good work all around. But the club's done really good to back the coaching staff there and bring us a new player in. So we're grateful for that.
Top man, Rolls, I'll pass you on, and all the best for Friday.
Yeah, cheers, Drew. Don't forget them tickets for Bolton game, lad.
I won't.
Martin, you can go next, mate.
Paul, good to see you, and looking forward to everything this year. Big year for you, hopefully, mate.
Every year's a big year, so whether that be good or bad. So we just strive to do our best, and I think Sky labelled us as disruptors and entertainers. So I quite like them.
Well, I'd say entertainers first and disruptors second.
Yeah, well, either way, I like the adjectives because what they both say is that we make a difference. And And so I like making a difference. I don't want to, we don't want to just take part. We want to make a difference. So, we'll try and go through the season and get noticed one way or the
I
other.
was talking to another coach at another club. I won't say who, but he was saying you're one of the most difficult clubs to defend against because you're more unpredictable than most of the others, which is, I think, also a compliment in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. So, and we pride ourselves on being difficult. So on the detail, everybody says everybody does the same thing, but I think we quite visibly do it a little bit different. But the same shapes are often run, but we have to put a little bit of detail in them and make sure we execute them really well. So yeah, we're obviously we have a strong belief in how we want to play, and we have, importantly, we have quite a lot of clarity throughout the group, and a lot of empowerment as well. So it's something that the players want to do. It's not just us forcing a square peg in a round hole. The players want to play that way. They practice hard so that they can play that way because it's difficult. But ultimately we want to win. So we've got a good group who've worked really hard in pre-season, and like I said before, we'll try and go through this season and get noticed as much as we can.
Can I just come back to David Nofoaluma, who's a player I've always enjoyed watching in the NRL? He's a real try scorer, always nippy and dangerous, very much in the mould of Ken Seo. It looks to me like you've lost one and got another, almost a clone of Ken, I would say. Is that how you see it? I mean, I'd have thought they are very similar in the way they play the game.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think Kenny scores a lot of tries, or scored a lot of tries for Salford that went unnoticed in terms of you take it for granted, but the other wingers won't score, picking up balls that are bobbling along the floor or popping up in a position that is totally down to game sense, and I think David Nofoaluma mirrors a lot of what Kenny brought to the party. He's probably got on his side, he's a little bit more agile and elusive than Kenny. So if we can replicate anything near what Ken Seo did for this club, then we'll be happy, because he's been a consistently great performer for Salford and within Super League for a lot of years. So so if David can bring that sort of consistency from his game and the quality that we've already seen and you've just spoke about, then that's a good signing for us.
You seem to have a bit of a fallout with Benji Marshall at West Tigers. That doesn't worry you, presumably?
No, it doesn't worry us. Like anything else, there's two sides to every story, but we'll pick the bones out of that. But we'll take everything on face value. A little bit like we did with Tim Laffey. Unfortunately, we're not top of the tree, and as I said, beggars can't be choosers. But on this occasion, we got our man, and we'll back ourselves to make sure we manage him correctly. But I take Chris's work. Chris is a good judge of character, and Chris and David, have, like I said before, I've got a mutual respect and a good relationship, and Chris understands our environment and what environment will suit David. So when we have got nothing but excitement and 100% confident that on and off the field, David's going to come here and flourish, enjoy himself, and we'll be we'll enjoy watching him pull on the Salford shirt.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see him coming. Was it an easy deal to agree, or did it take some negotiation?
Well, it wasn't easy because, like I said, we've been talking like him with a lot of other players for an awfully long time, but we've had to negotiate a lot of obstacles and hurdles, budget, special measures, and himself getting the deal right. So there's been a lot of things that have needed to line up, and so again, credit to Chrissy in particular, but the club as well for getting that done and lining up the stars, if you like, and making it possible. So, and to David himself, because I think I know he's had better offers, but again, his relationship with Chrissy was a deal breaker, and he chose what he felt was right, and he wanted to come and start enjoying his rugby and back himself to go again in the future and earn himself further contracts. So yeah, he's here for the right reasons, and all them markers say that, and the information we've got is really, really positive.
When are you expecting to see him?
Not sure yet. Like I said, that fan told me this morning at about 6 o'clock. So I'm not sure. Hopefully, you know, it should be a quick turnaround, and maybe next week.
Just looking at your squad this week, you've got number 25 Nathan Connell. I don't know a thing about that young man. Okay. I mean, I assume he won't play. Obviously, you know, he's the last guy in your squad, but he seems to be an addition to your 24-man squad. Brief word about him.
Yeah, well, first of all, never assume.
No, well, I'll try not to.
So Nathan Connell is come through our development academy. He's just working in the foundation at the minute. He's trained with us twice. He's never been a full-time player. He's never come through a scholarship. But there's something in him. We liked him last year. He's earned
like a winger, I believe.
Yeah, he's outside back, so he's earned a spot to first and foremost come and train with us. You know, and see how that works out. But this week in particular, we had a few concerns with players that we needed to put some cover in the outside back. So I only told him this morning he was going in the squad, and we had to register him this morning. We had to give him a number this morning. So it's been a rush job. But yeah, it's nice, really. It's a bit of a shock for him. It's not your stereotypical route to a first team squad or pathway or anything like that. I think he's just one of those young men who's develops late, and we see something in him. So we're prepared to back him. And if he needs to play this week, then we'll put him in.
And final point from me, Paul. There's been the news this week about the stadium and Salford City Council hopefully buying the whole damn thing, which impacts massively on the future of your club. Hopefully, I mean, obviously that's not your part of your club's. You know, you're the coach, not the guy who deals with the stadium. But you know, it must surely be a thing that will lift the whole club if and when it goes through, as hopefully it now will. Yeah,
I think it does put a bit of light over the place, doesn't it? And moves a few clouds that are lingering. So yeah, again, I got a text yesterday. I didn't know anything about it, so I really do need to start doing Twitter or something so I can keep up with all the news. But nevertheless, it's good news, and the text.
Read League Express, mate. That's the way to do it. But yeah,
send us the paper then. But yeah, I think importantly the text messages that I get, the positive ones, and this is great news, blah blah blah. So as you look into it, then you think, right, okay, as far as my understanding of it is now that the path's been cleared. The council have agreed that this is the right thing to do, to support the city, support the club. The club's good for the city and vice versa. And so now, I guess the real work begins, and the council do have the ability to turn this round pretty quick. And so they need to, you know, I'm hopeful that this is a quick transaction, and they get the half of the stadium bought and into their control, and you know, to have the stadium in the control of somebody who wants Salford to do well, and who will give us the ability to earn money, the ability to you know, to make a profit at the stadium, and you know, the ability to get on the pitch, etc. So it's going to be fantastic. So there's only positives that come from it. So it's great news, even though it's one step forward. You know, it's not at the finish line by any means, but it's a step to get in there, and it's opened the door to allow them to get there. So I'm very enthused by the appetite of the council to get the deal done, and I guess the quicker the better that's for the group now.
Amen to that. Thanks, Paul, and good luck on Friday night.
Thanks, guys.
Rob, you can finish off, mate.
All right, Paul, you okay?
Hey, Rob.
Okay. New season's about to start. Excited. Obviously, the new TV deals have come in. All the publicity, you know, is really important year for the sport.
Yeah, as I said earlier, I think you were all looking forward to it. We've had a good pre-season. The sport's in a good place. The television deals and you know, the exposure that we're going to get now to the audience, and a lot of that on terrestrial TV as well is fantastic, and it's good news for the corporate side of it. So we hopefully we can get some blue chip sponsors in and amongst the game, and really progress and be a bit more forward thinking. So yeah, there's a lot to be positive about, and a lot to be thankful for. The governance, the RFL, the leadership. I think they've done a really good job in getting us where we are at the minute.
What can we expect from Rowley Ball in 2024?
Committed team, as I always promise, a committed team. So we're going to work hard as always, and it'll be full of character. And we want to be. I don't want to say an hard team to beat. We want to win games, obviously. So it's a different team, that's for sure. So we'll try and play in the manner that we always have done, with the freedom, but with the discipline as well. So a little bit of a contradiction there, but I do believe the two can come hand in hand if you practice hard enough, and we certainly do. So we'll wear the shirt with pride. I think that's the promise.
Yeah, we face Brodie Croft and Andy Ackers for the first time since the departure on Friday. Do you have a plan for them in particular, or do you just concentrate on Leeds as a whole?
Yeah, we're going to send someone into Leeds dressing room and pinch Brodie's peanut butter sandwiches, because that rattles him for a start. And then with Andy Ackers, we're going to try and cut a bit of his hair off, because he's very hair conscious as well. So, but obviously that's jesting. The good players, we understand the great players. So, there's enough players in that Leeds side, not for us to have to focus on two. We've got a full group of players that we've got to contend with. Obviously those two, we know the strengths and we know how good they are. So we've got to apply ourselves right and control the game and the tempo of the game, and that'll eradicate most of their good work. But that's the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all about them 1%. It's mind games. Oh, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, we don't play mind games, Rob, here.
No. Obviously, despite a small squad, you've got a number of players who can play in different positions. That'll come in crucial as the season goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to grow our squad. I think we don't want to be a jack of all trades. We want to have the masters in the slots, and the versatility then gives us options rather than necessities. We don't want a rescue mission. We want to be proactive, and we want to attack things, like I said, rather than rescue things. But we've certainly got some players who can play to an high standard in 2 or 3 positions, and they will be valuable, as you quite rightly said, Rob.
Yeah, obviously you say that David Nofoaluma might be on his way in. Obviously, any other areas of squad you'd like to strengthen in the coming weeks?
Absolutely, mate. We understand we need you could probably add two props to that easy, and we won't be overcooked there. So, but again, it's very difficult mid-January to go shopping. Means as it was, we sold a prop, a 24-year-old international, is a bit like rocking horse manure. So we did that, but we're still here and we're still fighting. But to get them players just shows how difficult it is. That teams want to sign them, so sign our props. So it's difficult. It's difficult to get players in, but we'll keep trying, and there's an appetite to do it, which is the important thing. So everybody's trying. From top to bottom, we're looking hard, and we've got a good group. So players want to come here, and rightly so they should do. But anyone who comes in is going to have to earn the badge and earn the spot like everybody else. We don't give shirts away.
Yeah, obviously most seasons you probably start with a larger squad, and as the season goes on, you lose them through injuries and people leaving. But hopefully this time, if you start off with a smaller squad, you can bring people in as the season goes on, which keeps it fresh.
Well, yeah, that's the idea, isn't it? We'd rather have 30 players in the squad, but we're not going to do that. We can't do that. So accept what you've got, control the controllables, and crack on. So that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, obviously with the stadium deal nearly over the line, that'll give you a sort of something you could sell potential, the dream to potential players coming in. Yeah,
well, it's from anyone outside looking in, then it's a positive step for the club, isn't it? So, and for the players already, it does give an air of optimism around the club, and everybody wants to be in a club that's growing and going forward and progressing. So they're all positive signs.
Yeah, you said Nathan Connell's in the squad this week for Leeds. Obviously, like you said, part of our development squad in the reserves last season, kind of highlights that we are the opportunity club. And if you're good enough, you get the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. He's, like I said before, we spotted a little bit of something in Nathan last year. So he's coming in, like I say, on an initial month just to train with the lads and and dip his toe in the environment. We did that with a couple of reserves last year. People like Cooper Franklin, and then they can transfer the habits and the standards that they learn with the first grade boys, into the reserves. And we appreciate and understand that we haven't got a pathway of such at the club. But I guess if you're going to pick the positives out of that, then the obstacles aren't there as well. There aren't as many obstacles, from reserves to first team. So if circumstances prevail, then there might be an opportunity, whether that's born on merit or circumstances. It's irrelevant to a young man getting an opportunity. But I can positively say Nathan's a welcome addition, and regardless of numbers or not, that's something we would have done. And like I say, I'm sure he'll be great. And if he's called upon, we've got no hesitation. We'll throw him in at the deep end and watch him flourish, no doubt.
Brilliant. Final question. Salford are Super League's best underdogs. We're taking a healthy crowd to Leeds on Friday. We won there last season. It's going to be a fascinating encounter.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be full of energy. There's going to be a good crowd, like you say. They've been a bit of a nemesis for us for a long time. And last year we brought that duck, and so I guess you know what you're going to get. Leeds, it's a great stadium. It's always a great event. I like going to Leeds. But it's important that we're not just going there to be part of their show. And we have our say on how things go. So we want to control the tempo and the pace of the game. That'll be a big one. But anything good that happens will start by what we do defensively. So I think that's the important thing. And we'll enjoy the occasion, but it's important we don't get caught cold or a little bit starstruck in terms of the noise, the atmosphere, and the razzmatazz that comes with it when you go to Leeds. So calm heads, disciplined, and an appetite to defend will be a good start point for us.
Brilliant. Cheers, Paul, and good luck.
Ta-ra.